Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy, and welcome to a speed build of the Build Me series. So it's just like it sounds. I build something, someone furnishes it. So this is a collab with my friend, the Sim Supreme. I will have their channel linked in the description below so you can see how they furnish this treehouse. Yes, it's a treehouse. It is technically two tree houses connected with a bridge, but they kind of function as one home, or actually, did I make them function as two? I can't remember. I kind of laid out a floor plan for the Sim Supreme to go through and decide what they want to do with it, but of course they might change it up. So I'm not sure if this is going to end up being two tree houses or one giant tree house connected. But either way, this was a lot of fun to make. So I've built tree houses before. In fact, I tend to build them a lot for toddlers and children when I do very large family homes, but I think this might be not the first, but one of the first times where I've built a home that's actually intended for an entire family to live in a tree. So I thought that was a kind of a cool concept. I hope this is what they envisioned when they asked me to build them a family tree house. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see if this is what they thought or not. But I don't know. I had a really hard time because normally when I build tree houses, I pick one really long, thin tree that just kind of clips into the home. But in this case, I was trying to experiment with putting the trees on top of the building instead of having it going straight up through the house, which I know isn't really realistic because obviously, the tree would have to, if it's a tree house, the house would have to be built around the tree. But I was thinking more in terms of like these stumps, like maybe there was a giant tree and then there was a stump and then someone decided to build a house over the stump and then the trees started growing through that. I have no idea of the logic, but I mean, this is Sims. Do we really need logic? I don't know. Do we really need logic? This is more of a, I guess, what you would call a fantasy type build. Yeah, definitely something a bit more creative and different than what I normally do. So I'm excited about it. I hope you guys like it. I really struggle with the whole tree on top of the building thing. I think I might have went through every single tree object in the game before I finally settled on something. And I also kept thinking that maybe this is a little bit too tiny to work. So yeah, definitely made it a little bit bigger here as well. And I guess, I don't know, I have to think of a fun story to tell because there's not much to this except for it's a house in a tree. I don't really know what else to say. We'll play with some funky windows and stuff. Maybe, I don't know, I imagine maybe a fairy family would live here. Maybe we could talk about fairies. Or what other magical creatures could live in a tree house? I mean, I guess it could just be regular people. I might consider living in a treehouse. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it. I can't think of any downsides about living in a treehouse right now, although there might be some that I'm not thinking about. Like, I don't know, termites? Do termites eat trees or just people's houses? I don't know. I'm just being silly. Don't mind me. I'm just being silly. I'm just being silly and I can't talk either, so what's new? But anyways, yeah, I do really like fairies. I hope we get them in the game at some point. We do have vampires and there is some some gossip that we may or may not get witches at some point this year. I don't know. I'm hoping fairies come along at some point as well, and mermaids and unicorns and all that fun stuff because that's what I really love. But yeah, did you guys ever have a treehouse as a kid? Let me know in the comments below. I didn't. I never had a treehouse. I did have like one of those big, giant, like Little Tykes playhouses, I think. I think that was the company that made them. They were plastic and you could go inside. It was like for really little kids and it had doors and windows and probably like a little fake kitchen set or something in there. I do remember having those, but I've actually never had a treehouse. I don't think I've actually even been in a treehouse, but just the thought of it is exciting. I'm really into like tiny homes and tiny living, so like I said, I would consider living in a treehouse with some more research. Do they exist? Is it even legal? Can you live in a treehouse? I don't know. I know that especially here in Florida, there's a lot of laws about living in tiny homes and living off the land and collecting rainwater. Like they don't want us doing that. So I can't imagine they'd be really happy if someone decided to live in a tree. And if you lived in a tree, would all of your furniture have to be created out of wood? I don't know. That's something to speculate, right? I mean, wouldn't it be weird to have a really cool treehouse and then just like some modern furniture in there? I feel like everything would have to be dwindled. Is that a word? Out of wood. Everything would have to be made out of wood. So that's kind of why I place these little accent furniture pieces here for Sim Supreme to decide what to do, but, they don't have to use the furniture that I put down, but I did make sure to put the beds that are made of little twigs and the wood furniture. I feel like I'm saying wood too much. I need a new word. Tree, wood, bark. Is that a thing? I don't know. Anyways, we're building a pond right now. I love my water features. I think they're so amazing. I do still think it's kind of sad that we don't have an official pond tool or terrain tool to manipulate it, but the pools work. And the cool thing about making a pond out of a pool is that the Sims can swim in them. And I'm pretty sure in The Sims 3 you couldn't swim in the ponds anyway. So actually, now that I think about it, if we had a pond tool and the Sims couldn't swim in the ponds that we made, I probably wouldn't use it as much. Maybe for like little ones here and there, but especially for a build like this where I want the water to be a big feature of the house. It runs through the tree houses, between the tree houses, around the tree houses. I think it would be cool if the Sims can actually swim in it, which they do in this case. They can totally swim in it, which is fun. And I don't think I went crazy with the landscaping, or did I? I can't remember, but I did use the water that has the petals in it, which I think is so super cute. I don't use it too often because it makes the water look, I don't want to say murky, but I don't know. I feel like the petals could have been placed a little bit more sporadically. The fact that it's covering the entire surface of the water might be just a little bit too much, but I still think it's really pretty. I like the concept of it. And here I am playing with the windows. Like, I really wanted to get creative with the windows. Again, I feel like whoever's house this was, they sort of built it and built everything. So they probably didn't have the same type of windows every single time. They probably took like salvage parts of other homes or built windows whenever they could. So that's why they're kind of just all over the place. They're not even placed symmetrically, which I'm shocked I did that. I have a really weird thing about symmetry in the game. So the fact that I did windows at varying heights, at varying levels, just kind of sporadic all over the place, should drive me nuts. But I don't know. I thought it was whimsical and charming and fit in with this build nicely. I mean, you can feel free to disagree in the comments below. Some of you are going to be so triggered. And I'm not just saying, like, I'm not throwing that word triggered around just to be funny. I mean, I kind of am, but I do know that some people have really bad OCD and they literally will be triggered by that. Like, it will give them high anxiety. So, sorry, maybe I'll put a warning, like a legit warning for some of you. My OCD, like I said, it can be really bad. Like, if the door was put off to the side somewhere, that might have bothered me, but since everything else is symmetric and, the reasoning behind the windows being asymmetric makes sense in my head, it doesn't bother me as much, but I'm really sorry if it bothers some of you. I did cover it with lots of plants. I covered it with lots of flowers, lots of flower boxes, so maybe it's not as noticeable. They're just meant to look like little, I don't know, like little hobbit holes, even though it's above ground, not underground. Oh, by the way, I've always wanted to build like a little hobbit hole house. That might be something I experiment with, especially now that I've gotten more comfortable with creating basements and sub-basements, and how to remove the roof on basements, which, oh my gosh, I just thought about that. I should add that to my tutorials list. I've been making, if you guys don't know, a series of tutorials here on the channel for beginners, and they're going to get more advanced as we go on. And I had played the game probably for almost 2 years before I realized that you could remove the ceilings off basements. I mean, I guess a part of me knew you could because I've seen people make really cool underground or open ground areas. But once I figured out how to do it and how I can implement it into my own game, I was like, wow, this is really cool. We've done open graves and cool spooky stuff like that by using that. We did an old haunted schoolhouse that we made look like it went through some sort of earthquake, and I had the basement open from inside of one of the rooms to make it look like the floor collapsed down there. So yeah, there's some really interesting things you could do with that. So I will make sure to add that to my more advanced tutorial series, which, by the way, if you have any ideas for what you would like to see in a tutorial, let me know in the comments below as well. I'm definitely going to do one for Bidebug. That's how I was able to get a lot of these alien plants. And I think they go pretty well. I have a fear of aliens, so it's totally weird that I would use the alien plants, but I think they're beautiful. I might even get up the courage to build something on Sixum, which is our alien planet here in Sims 4. I might be too scared to, but maybe I'll work up the courage to do it one day because I think I could build something really fun and magical, and I don't know, it would be cool to build in a different environment. I pretty much always use Newcrest when I'm building, and we do have lots of worlds, but they all do kind of look the same a bit, you know what I mean? They all kind of have the same feel, but building in Sixum or our alien planet would be totally a different feel. So let me know if you want me to do that. That would be fun. Oh my gosh, I need to make a tutorial on how to go to all the new worlds too. Or the secret world, sorry. What are there, 2 of them? I think there's 2 of them. Sixum, and I don't know what the name of the other one is, but I think it's one you go through a tree to get to. I should have used that tree in this build. That would have been so pretty. I did use the toddler tree house, though. It came with the toddler pack. I love it. It's very magical and cute, and I do want to do more stuff with that piece. Maybe upsize it and make it look like it's part of a real house. I haven't really decided exactly on how to do that, but yeah, I'm inspired by this build. I hope you guys are too. It was really fun. It was really fun to create. So all the screenshots are taken at night so you can see all of the alien plants glowing. I think they're really pretty, and I hope you do as well. So guys, if you had fun, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And thank you so much, The Sims Supreme, for doing this collab with me. Don't forget to check out their channel, linked below. And I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a wonderful day. No, there's like 20 more seconds of this video. Why do I do this? I should just like have some music on hand that I play when I cut off a video too soon. I either cut off the video too soon or not soon enough, and then I ramble, or it's awkward either way. Anyways, I'll really stop now, I promise. All right, I will see you guys next time if you decide to stick around. Bye! Wait guys, before you go anywhere, don't forget to click over here to watch new videos and click on my face when I disappear to subscribe.